Hello again. pfSense lab configuration for remote access client to server VPN over WireGuard. In this video lecture, we will begin by building a typical pfSense firewall lab. Let's review our lab network scenario one more time. Here is my head office side lab network diagram. In the pfSense firewall, I will add two network interface card or NICs. The first NIC will be used for the LAN with the IP address of 10.10.10.1/24 subnet, and the second NIC will be used for the external interface or internet facing interface with the IP address of 192.168.11.110 provided by my ISP. Once it's set up, I will install the WireGuard package on this head office pfSense firewall. Additionally, I have a Windows PC on my LAN side with the IP address of 10.10.10.10/24 subnet. I will use this PC to manage my head office pfSense firewall throughout the course. Alright, now let's start building our pfSense lab. First, download the pfSense firewall ISO file. Visit the official pfSense website and go to the download section. Note the latest version is 2.7.2 and click on download. You'll be redirected to shop.netgate.com. Wait a few seconds for installation image to appear here. Click on the installation image drop-down menu. Now select the AMD64 ISO IPMI virtual machine installer. Set the quantity 1, which is fine. Now click add to card. Click enter card and then check out. You should sign in to your Netgate account. Click sign in. Here you have to confirm your billing. Check the agreement box and click complete the order. Wait for Netgate installer ISO download page to appear. Here it is. Click download now. I have already downloaded the pfSense 2.7.2 ISO image in my lab to save time. I recommended you download it first to ensure a smooth setup. Next, install the VMware Workstation 17 Pro. If you have not already, go to the official VMware website, download VMware Workstation 17 Pro installer and then install it first. It's free for personal use. I have already installed VMware Workstation 17 Pro on my host machine to build my lab. The installation process is straightforward and quick. Now create a virtual machine for pfSense firewall. In the VMware Workstation, click on create a new virtual machine. Go to file. Create new virtual machine. Choose typical configuration. Click next. Select installer disk image file ISO and browse to the folder where you have downloaded your pfSense setup file. Here it is. Select the ISO file and click on open. Then click on next. Name the virtual machine. For example, in my case, I would type pfSense_HO for my head office, indicating that this is my head office side pfSense. This is the location where your virtual machine is going to create. Click on next. In the specified disk capacity section, you will see two options. Storing the virtual disk as a single file. This creates one large file representing the entire virtual disk. Number 2, storing the virtual disk in multiple files. This splits the virtual disk data into smaller files. Useful if your file system has a size limit on individual files or for better disk space management. For this demonstration, I will select store the virtual disk as a single file and click on next. You may review the settings and click on finish. After creating the virtual machine, click on edit virtual machine settings to adjust the virtual hardware resources for our lab. First, increase the memory to 2048 or 2 GB and allocate 2 processor cores. A 20 GB virtual disk is sufficient for this lab. Ensure the CD/DVD drive or ISO file is attached to the pfSense ISO image file. Please note about the network adapter. You should have a minimum of 2 network adapters leastwise. Assign the first adapter to your ISP. For me, that's bridge. To get the WAN IP from my lab router, simulating a connection to my ISP. Add second adapter. I'll assign it to VMNet2. Go to custom, select VMNet2, which serves as my LAN side interface. While your setup may vary, the key principles remain the same. One interface connects to your ISP and the other link to your LAN. When you attach two NICs to pfSense, the first NIC is automatically designated as the WAN interface and the second NIC serves as the LAN interface. By default, pfSense assigns the LAN interface the IP address of 192.168.1.1/24, which you can modify later to suit your specific scenario. Now click on OK. Power on the virtual machine. You will be prompted to boot from the CD/DVD drive. Now install the pfSense. Follow the on-screen instructions to install pfSense. Accept the copyright and distribution notice. Hit enter. Install pfSense. Yes. Press enter. There is a two type of partition, ZFS and UFS. I will choose Auto ZFS for disk partitioning unless you want to customize setup. Press enter. Leave it default. Press enter. Virtual drive type. Stripe is fine. Press enter. Select the virtual hard drive. Press enter. Here is a final warning. Are you sure you want to destroy the current content of the following disk? We don't have any data. Select yes and press enter. Now let's complete the installation process. Once the installation is complete, the virtual machine will reboot and you should remove the CD/DVD, USB stick or ISO file to prevent it from launching the pfSense setup again. Select reboot and press enter. Give it some time to boot up properly and then you will see the pfSense console with many interactive configuration options. For our lab, I will choose option number 1 to assign the correct interfaces to our WAN and LAN. And then next I will use option number 2 to assign the IP address to our LAN interface first. And then configure our WAN interface after logging into the pfSense firewall. As I mentioned earlier, the pfSense firewall always assigns NIC number 1 to the WAN interface and NIC number 2 to the LAN interface. Therefore, in this demonstration, EM0 will be designated as the WAN and EM1 as the LAN interface. Let's assign the interfaces. Select option number 1. Press enter. You will see all the available interfaces in the pfSense firewall. pfSense will prompt you with the series of questions. Let's proceed to answer them. Question number 1 is, should VLAN be set up now? Type N. We are not interested right now to create a VLAN and press enter. Question number 2, enter the WAN interface name. In this case, EM0 is the WAN interface. Type EM0. Press enter. Question number 3, enter the LAN interface name. And EM1 is the LAN interface. Press enter. Question number 4, review the assigned interfaces. Once confirmed and you are certain, type yes or Y and press enter. Next, we'll assign an IP address to the LAN interface to gain access to pfSense GUI access, and after that, we'll configure the WAN interface. Select option number 2. Here you will see the available interfaces that you have assigned earlier. pfSense is asking you to select the number for the interface to assign the IP address. Choose the LAN interface, which is number 2, and press enter. Configure IPv4 address for LAN interface via DHCP. No, we are not, because we prefer assigning the static IP on the LAN interface. Type N and hit enter. Now it's asking to assign the IPv4 address statically on the LAN interface. In my case, it's 10.10.10.1 and press enter. Enter the subnet mask. In my case, it's 24-bit subnet. Press enter. Configure the upstream gateway for WAN. We have not right now. Press enter. Configure IPv6 via DHCP. Type N. Press enter. Enter the LAN IPv6. We are not using. Press enter. Do you want to enable DHCP on LAN interface? No, we are not. Type N and press enter. Do you want to revert the HTTP as the web configurator protocol? Yes, we are. Type Y and press enter. You have now set the IP address of your pfSense LAN interface. Now let's switch to the LAN side PC. First, verify the IP address by opening the command prompt and type ipconfig. Ensure it is within the same subnet range 10.10.10.10/24. You should now be able to ping to the pfSense firewall. Type ping space 10.10.10.1. Hit enter. Yes, we are reachable. Next, open your favorite web browser. Type http://10.10.10.1 and press enter. You should now see the pfSense login page. Enter the default username, it's admin, and the default password is pfSense, and click to sign in. Initially, we need to complete the setup wizard. Let's go through it quickly. On the pfSense setup wizard, click on next. NetGate global support is available 24/7. Press next. Set the host name. This is my head office site pfSense. Domain name is fine. Primary DNS, secondary DNS, everything leave it to default. Press next. Time server information. Set the time zone if you wish. Press next. Configure WAN interface. Leave it to default. Scroll all the way down and press on next. Configure LAN interface. LAN IP is fine. Press on next. Now set the admin web GUI password. I will definitely reset it to my own. And click on next. And click on reload. It will take some time. Now click on finish. Here it is. Your initial configuration is completed. Click on accept. Thank you. And here is your brand new pfSense installation from the scratch. Now set up the WAN interface. Go to the interface tab and click on the WAN interface. Make sure it is enabled and type a friendly description, for example WAN, which is fine. For the IPv4 configuration type, it depends on your ISP. They may provide IP settings via DHCP or you may need to enter them manually. If your ISP has provided a static IP, then select static IPv4. We are not using IPv6, just disable it. Scroll down to the static IPv4 configuration section. My ISP provided me a static IP, so I must enter it here. For example, my WAN site static IP is 192.168.11.110 and the subnet mask is 24-bit. In the IPv4 upstream gateway field, I must have to add gateway to my ISP, which is 192.168.11.1 and click on add. Scroll down and click on save and then click on apply changes. Here we have completed our lab setup. We have successfully installed the pfSense firewall, assigned the LAN and WAN interfaces with their respective IP addresses and tested the internet on our LAN site, which is working fine. It is okay to remove this NetGate service and support widget and click on some necessary widgets. Likewise, I would add gateways. I would also add traffic graph and that's fine. Now check the internet on LAN site. Make sure you should have a gateway address which is 10.10.10.1 in your LAN site gateway settings. Now go to the next tab and check the internet. It is working fine. Now let's move on to our next video lecture on configuring remote access client server VPN using WireGuard. See you in the next lecture.